This is Tyree Edwards at JLDN News. I'm here at LSBU Workshop Exhibition held by Taherah Aziz, who is showcasing how sound can be used to storytell. In doing so, she submerges her audience in an immersive sound experience. This experience shows events that occurred in 1993 Southeast London, where tragically Stephen Lawrence was murdered outside a bus stop. The participation not only encourages people to place themselves in the position of being a witness, but also from an empathetic stance allows a person to use their own mind to imagine how such circumstances must have felt like.
I'm freezing, man. Why didn't we just get the bus from up the road?
From down straight, it's the quickest route.
Yeah, but I don't understand. We could have easily just got a bus from there.
I'm going straight. I ain't seen my mum in 3 days.
Taherah uses transcripts from the Stephen Lawrence case inquiry to help create a clear picture of how things occurred the night of his murder, emphasizing the acute details within the story through sound, which is what makes it such an emotional encounter when listening. Hi, this is Tyreek at JLDN News. I'm here with Taherah Aziz. What motivated you to present your art in such a interactive way?
Right, okay. Well, the initial motivation for the work was my absolute shock and horror at what happened to Stephen and his friend Dwayne. I felt that given the nature of the piece, that it was so traumatic and violent, that I felt that it wasn't appropriate to use visual modes of communication and to represent what happened on the night. And it was when I started experimenting with sound and realised that I could work with spatial audio, position things within a space, that I started to think about the importance of that to storytelling.
Now, if I was someone of the public or a student who was coming to one of your workshops, what would I expect the experience to be like?
I would expect it to be challenging because it does deal with a real life incident, but also reflecting on what happened to Stephen and trying to understand the many different layers of the case. So not only the racism of the perpetrators who attacked and murdered Stephen, but also the other layers that came out of the case, which is around institutional racism and police racism.
And what was the process of having to reenact such a powerful and an emotional event that occurred?
So it was quite a long process. So the first thing to do was to look at the inquiry report. The inquiry took place in 1998. The report was published in 1999. I started reading that to try and understand what had taken place. And through that reading, I created a timeline of what happened, who was present on the night, what they did. I got funding from the Arts and Humanities Research Council, which allowed me then to work with 20 other people, most of them actors, and I gave them information about what had happened. They sort of the relevant chapters, and it was their interpretation of what the witnesses might have said or what they might have on the night.
Thank you very much for your time, Taherah Aziz. It was amazing to hear all of this about the immersive experience. This is Tyreek at JLDN.